Oh my goodness. Welcome everybody. But this is our startup call. We love to do the startup call for a couple different reasons. One is people take a look and see if this is the business for them. And two, if you're brand new in this business and you want to get a really good idea of what you can do with this business, is a perfect call for you. So we love having this number of people on, and it's growing bigger and bigger every week. We're very excited. So my name is Amy Meyer. I'm a national marketing director with the Juice Plus Company. I am the NMD for Team Trigger. And also on here is Christy Nix, who is the NMD for Team PCS. And so Christy and I have no stake in each other's business whatsoever. We are just spit sisters who love each other very much. And there you go. And we really love to help each other's teams grow. We do a lot of what we call cross coaching. So I coach some of her people. She coaches some of mine, because we work with our best friends. So sometimes, you know, when you have people who can say things a little bit that are more real than you can to best friends, it just works out incredibly well. So we love the fact that you guys are looking at our business. So my story goes way back. I'm in the Air Force. I'm an active duty reservist right now. But when I was active duty, I was a helicopter pilot. And most people don't even realize we have helicopters in the Air Force, but we do. And I know most of you are Army people, and you guys have more aircraft than the Air Force does, believe it or not. But that's beside the point. I voluntarily separated because my husband and I, he's active duty. At the time that I separated, at 7-year mark, we had lived together for less than 3 years. And so I know a lot of you can relate to the fact of being separated from your significant others or from your children if you are active duty. And to me, it was too hard for us to be able to do that and raise kids, because I'm one of those people, kind of a control freak, but it's my type A personality. The kids would be with me no matter what. And that's really hard when you can't follow your spouse. So I voluntarily separated, and I was an instant stay-at-home mom. I had an 8-week-old baby that, by the way, at 8 weeks, or the week before I got out, she was hospitalized because I thought she had spinal meningitis. So I thought I was going to have the sickly child because she was in the hospital already. And it was just really frustrating as a parent, just trying to figure out life with a brand new baby who was sick, with a husband who was gone, because he was TDY at that point, but it was a long-term TDY. He was gone for almost 5 months right after she was born. And so I was like, well, I need adult interaction. So I followed my passion for nutrition and fitness, and I became a fitness professional and was at a fitness conference around her first birthday. And I had somebody ask me one simple question: how many fruits and vegetables did you eat yesterday? Now, mind you, I was in Las Vegas, so the answer was probably 0. But I knew right away I needed more fruits and vegetables. It just made sense. But I also knew my clients needed more fruits and vegetables. Because even then, I knew that 80% of the battle is what you put in your mouth. 20% is exercise. And I could work on the 20% till the day I died. But if people weren't seeing results, they weren't coming back to me as a trainer. And most of the time, it was because they were the people that were making poor choices. So I immediately got started on the product, and a couple months later, got wise enough to join the business. I wish I had done that right away, because I was telling everybody about it. And everybody was like, sign me up. I want to do this. So it just grew into this big thing. I had no idea what I was doing. I was all by myself. My upline lived in California. I lived in New Mexico. And so it was just one of these sink or swim. And I'm not one of those people that takes failure as an option. And so I just literally threw everything I had into it, and not knowing that anything was possible. Just, I wanted my order paid for. Well, fast forward a few years, and I made national marketing director in the company, and which is the highest level in our company. And I will tell you, if I can do this, anybody can do this, because there's nothing special about me. I just surrounded myself with people who wanted to change the world. And that makes this business so incredibly fun, because I found that the people who wanted to change the world were a lot like me. They were people who wanted to make a difference, and they just became my best friends. So I work with my best friends, which is very, very exciting. And on top of that, I always see those companies out there where they're like, oh, I got a brand new car, or I got a fancy trip. And those are great. I'm so happy for my friends who are like that. But I didn't get a fancy car or a fancy trip. I got a benefits package. And for anybody who needs a benefits package or wants to know what life is like after TRICARE Prime, like, this is really important to me to know that I have a backup plan. That full medical, dental, tuition reimbursement for my kids to go to college, telemedicine, acupuncture, chiropractic care, all of that is included in our benefits package. So that makes us a little bit like corporate America, which is pretty awesome. So I'm excited you guys are here to learn more about what our company is about. But I'm even more excited for you to hear my sweet friend Christina tell her story because it's incredible. Take it away, my friend.
Thank you, friend. Thank you, Spit Sister. So one of my favorite things about this business is I had no idea if I paid $50 a year that I'd get best friends that I didn't know before, but Amy Meyer is my freaking soulmate. It's just amazing. These people, right back at you, sister. It's amazing these people that you bond with. There's nothing I've ever been a part of like this team atmosphere. So I learned everything the hard way. So I hope that I can serve here as a purpose for if you are someone who learns the hard way, just take my experience and just don't do it the way I did. But I first heard about Juice Plus when I was eating McDonald's 2 times a day. And I was living in Hawaii as a broke college student. And I was working as a nanny for a doctor who actually understood the power of nutrition and a personal trainer who like had rock hard abs after having 4 children. And they were all opening their refrigerator and eating spinach by the handfuls. So I was like, this family's not normal. So they paid me to actually go to a healthy living presentation because I was eating junk in front of their kids. And I'm sure they were really tired of it. Juice Plus didn't make any sense to me. I thought it was too good to be true. And luckily, so I said no to a doctor basically. So that's awesome. Luckily, my husband was deployed at the time and a nurse friend of his started this conversation of like, hey, how many fruits and veggies are you eating over there? And he's like, yeah, not much. Sitting next to gasoline lines and we're burning our own poop. It's really awesome over here. So he needed Juice Plus really bad. So it made sense to him 100%. He mailed me some because he thought he ordered too much. Turns out he didn't. You get a 4-month supply, but I ate it to prove him wrong. I rolled my eyes at the box when I got it. And here I am 10 years later. We were longtime customers, but at first we noticed I was eating junk all the time. So I felt better. Like this was the first time I had put something, capsule form into my body where it actually felt a difference. So once I felt better, I quit taking it because that's what you do, you don't realize that helps you to feel good all the time. And I got back on it because later on I read a book called The China Study and I realized that there's no such thing as too many fruits and vegetables. And I realized that the path that I was following down was a path of full-on sickness and disease because my family was dying left and right because of reasons that could have been prevented. So I decided, okay, finally it's time to get on this Juice Plus stuff. And I decided to pay the $50 to offset the cost of my products, but I wasn't going to share it with anybody because I didn't want to sell. And I think how selfish of me, knowing now what Juice Plus can do, how could I not? I finally shared it with my parents, and I'm so glad that I did because not only did I pay the $50 to offset the cost of this product, but I bought into something that gave me more time with my father. Many people don't realize who don't know me, but I lost my dad 4 years ago to reasons that could have been prevented. And I remember, having this film business that owned me. I paid $50,000 to film someone else's wedding on my 1-year anniversary. And couple of years later, I got the call that my dad was dying and I had to fly home really fast, not sure if I'd be able to make it home in time. So I didn't have to ask Juice Plus for time off. I just took it. But I really had that moment where I watched my dad die because of reasons that could have been prevented. And these capsules gave me more time with him. So I realized I needed to share this. And I didn't know what I was doing. I locked arms with some of my most amazing, badass military spouses because military spouses really need this business. And in 5 years, we made it to the top position in the company. And now I serve as someone who will wholeheartedly help you get to your position wherever you want. It doesn't have to be the top position, but if you want it, I am all in to help you. And so is Amy Meyer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through something called the Dow Theory Letters. It's 12 criteria to think about whenever you are considering joining a business or starting a business. And this is any business. But it just so happens that Juice Plus fits, and we want to show you how. So I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see this. But like I said, it's 12 criteria to think. And the first thing is this a global market? Well, Juice Plus absolutely is. We just opened in Dubai, which now means I get to travel there and write off my expenses. So I'm stoked about that. We're in over 20 different countries worldwide, and there's no territories. There's so many other MLMs out there who you have to be really careful about where you share this business at. And we have no limits. You're all in. And is this a product that everybody needs? Womb to tomb. Amy, I always hear you say this, womb to tomb. Everyone can benefit from Juice Plus. There's no risk of overdosing because it's just food. And we are seriously having an issue with the quality of our food decreasing while the toxicity on our planet is increasing. And therefore it leads to a lot of sickness and disease, which means we need a lot more fruits and vegetables to combat that. So fruits and vegetables help prevent disease. And I can't tell you that Juice Plus prevents disease, but I also know the stories that I've heard. So I say, I don't know what I don't know, but I take Juice Plus to bridge the gap. And I know that it is protecting me from a lot of stuff that I will never, ever realize. And for that, I'm thankful. And this product's been on the market since 1993. You cannot copy this. You can see products in, different stores that say compare to Juice Plus. Yeah, I'd love to stand toe to toe to somebody to compare because we can school them. And that starts with our research. We have third-party research, so it means our company doesn't touch it. They give it away to very well-known health institutions and universities around the world, and it just so happens that we have over 30 of them that say that Juice Plus gets into the body and does good things. So being on the market that long, nobody can compare that. This is what I love. I've been a business owner before outside of Juice Plus, and I know how hard it is to run it because I was the one-man band, and I love that we pay $50 for a franchise of our own. It's like opening your own business, and Juice Plus manufactures everything for you. They ship it to your customers, they bill your customers, they pay you and your team, and you simply share your story just like Amy and I did at the beginning. That is the most important thing you have. And you develop that by being a product of the product. As far as overhead, I'm not renting out any place to have any space with Juice Plus. The only inventory I have is my inventory, and I'm happy to share it with people. I don't have to pay employees anymore. I don't have to advertise, and I work from my cell phone whenever I want to. And I always tell people I get the most work done in the smallest amount of time. Like when I take my car through the drive-through car wash, it's like I get some magic done happening there. So like I said, it's $50. It's really no risk. There are small other admin fees, but you want them. You want your website. You want your virtual office. And these are things you track as a business owner. John Holowati says it best. If you can't afford this business, then you absolutely need this business. As far as cash billings and minimal regulations, you can read this, but you know what? I'm not even going to touch it because corporate deals with this on our end. We don't have to worry about it at all. So one of the things that I love most about this business is I get to travel and be with my team. I get to experience so many different things around the world because of this business, because I said yes. And I love being able to sit next to someone on an airplane and share what I do. I love being able to hand them a little sack of gummies and say, this will help boost your immune system. You probably want it after all the traveling you've done. But also as a military spouse, we've moved 8 times in 9 years. I'm expanding my network everywhere I go. And the bottom line is you don't have to feel sorry or apologize for sharing this product that everybody needs. But speaking of needs, this serves on your intellectual needs, bar none. I have grown as a leader so much faster in this business than I ever have when I had my film business or throughout any type of team thing I was ever in. My husband says it best when he's in the military. He's a major in the military, or was. He's in the reserves now, but he says he's seen me grown faster as a leader than he's ever seen himself grow or anyone he's worked with side by side. And Juice Plus grows leaders. I've seen it in my team and I've seen it in myself. And I think that's such a blessing. And one of the other blessings is being your own boss and having the time freedom. If I wanted to take a day off work, I can. If I want to take a month off work, I can. I don't have to ask anybody. And, I don't really put this in my story all the time, but I'm going to put it in here because I just feel led to. One of my team members, Katie Garling, got to know her really, really well a couple years ago, and she lost her husband and her dog in 2 days. It's like the worst country song you can ever imagine. And my husband immediately went and helped take care of her. I closed up shop and did some things and brought her out with us and hung out with her for 30 days. And I didn't have to ask anybody for time off. I got to be there for my friend in the deepest, darkest hour that she's ever had. And I'm so glad that I could be there for her during that. So this type of business gives you the freedom for the good and for the bad that life has to offer for you. And the last thing is exponential growth. you start small in this business, and it's hard at first to grow and to learn different things, but you stick by us, you stick by your upline, and you stick by your team, and we're going to take you places you never anticipated being able to be there. And if you really want to work, if you really want to have a future where you can continuously say yes, which is where Amy and I are working towards, is you can compress a lifetimes of work in 3 to 5 years. And we know people, our uplines are those people who have done it, and they're teaching us to do it. So it just trickles down. So you earn what you feel you're worth, and your self-worth grows as you grow in this business. So that's a little bit about how this business fits into the 12 criteria. And then Amy, did you need me to screen share?
Nope, I got this one.
Okay.
So at least I hope I do. I'll try it in a second. So I want to piggyback on what Christy had to say, mostly because when we look at something like this business isn't meant for just people who can do it during the day. This business is meant for everybody. It's meant for people who can work full time. It's meant for stay-at-home moms. It's meant for fitness professionals. It's meant for doctors. It's meant for nurses. It's meant for everybody. And the reason I say that is because busy people do very well in this business because we don't have time to mess around. We are able to, put a lot of work into small pockets of time. So like I have one of my distributors, she's a really big go-getter. She's like, I have to message while I'm going to the bathroom because sometimes that's the only opportunity I have in that day, and I'm like, yeah, I trust me, I get it, because being an active duty reserve, I have a full-time job to do. So I have my full-time job, I have Juice Plus, and we make everything work. I'm raising 3 kids. We're getting the process of moving. Like, life is busy, but this business is perfect for busy people. So I just had to put that plug in there because I love the fact that this is my business. I can work it when I want to, how hard I want to, and what it has done for me and my family. It's just extraordinary. And on top of that, I do have to tell you about leadership because, for anybody who is active duty or has been active duty or is a spouse, I have learned more about leadership in my 8 years in this business than I have in the 17 years that I've been in the Air Force. You learn how to mold people to be who they always were intended to be. You learn how to lead people from the front. And honestly, my favorite quote that Christy Nick says, energy runs down the leash. And you will always see energy from us because we love what we do. We love it with a passion. And I don't see that a lot in what people do in life. They don't have they don't have passion. It's just because they haven't found what works for them. This business works for me, and it works for Christy, and it works for Kathy, and it works for anybody else who's watching this that is finding progress. And it's just because we love people so much. We want them to feel the way we feel, like the Energizer Bunny Rabbit and whatever. Like, I have so much energy. It's like silly, ridiculous. But okay, so here is the thing. We are there. Can you see it, Christy? So the key is people want to know, can you make money doing this business? And the answer is absolutely. I make full-time income working part-time. I can't work this business full-time. I have a full-time job already. So it's all about how do you go fast, because going fast is way more fun, right? And the key is how do you create an income experience? Because people who have an income experience understand right away that, okay, exponential growth, just like Christy was talking about earlier, right? So this is just the beginning of the first 30 to 60 days of your business. And we don't want to go in too much detail because details kill enthusiasm. But we do want you to see, just have a clear picture of what is possible. So the way that we're going to talk today is about the Trio. The Trio is the foundational package within our company. The Trio is what helped me be able to run again. I had so much systemic inflammation in my body, I never thought I'd run ever again. And I ran after being on Orchard Garden Vineyard for 6 months, I ran a marathon when I was 6 weeks pregnant with my second child. So to say that this Trio is exceptional doesn't do it justice. So we're going to start with the Trio. And when you are brand new in this company, you make $39 in retail sales profit just with the Trio. So the key is I want everybody to hold up your hand. And I can see you guys. Hold up your hand. And I want you, I know most of you are muted, I want you to name off 5 people that you want to share Juice Plus with. Say it out loud. Okay, I can see some of you guys. Keep going. Okay, now, were some of you at that point where you hit number 5 and you're like, okay, I think I can go to a second hand? Are you some of there? Okay, now go ahead and finish saying the people that you think that you want to share with. Keep verbalizing. I can see your lips moving. There you go. One more. Perfect. Okay. So really, I wanted you to start with 5 because I want you to realize that 5 is just an awesome basic foundation. You can be that first one. So whether you do this now or you do this after the call, I want you guys to draw 12 houses on a piece of paper that look just like this. This is a much better version than me actually drawing them for you because I look like a 2-year-old. So Christy, thank you for helping me out on this one because it makes my life so much easier. So you would be in here, and go ahead when you draw out your houses, write your name in there. So I would write Amy there, and then +2. So my very first people that I would have told about are my mom and dad and my sister. So that would have been who had gone in those next ones. And so that would give me my HLP. And the HLP means Healthy Living Plan. So every product we have has a points number, okay? And so we don't need to go, again, details kill enthusiasm. You don't need to know what each of those are right now, but just know if you had 3 trio orders, that would give you enough points. They'll give you over 500 points to make your HLP. And when you do that, you get a $100 bonus. So how cool is that? So you got your $39 for each of those. You can make $117 just in sharing with the people that you love the importance of good nutrition, because everybody needs Juice Plus. And I say this all the time, if you breathe oxygen, you need Juice Plus. So you're going to want to share this with everybody that you know. Now, you got your $100 bonus, so that makes you $217. Now, most of you went from here to here, right? So look at what you have. I only have 10 fingers, but there's 12 houses, so you'll figure it out. All right? So we want to make 2,000 points because that gets you to the second commission level, and that's really the beginning stages of what becomes this incredible business for yourself. 2,000 plus. But I will tell you that to grow a business like Christy and I have grown, you want to lock arms with people. You want to find a buddy, or 2 or 3. I prefer 3. 3 is kind of a magical number, okay? So what if you did what we call a drop 3? What if you got 3 people who are just like you, your friends, your family members, whatever? Like my mom is a distributor. My sister's a distributor, you know, like your family can be distributors, best friends from high school, college, whatever. Everybody needs a business. I got told a long time ago when I was in pilot training, a guy said to me once, everybody needs to own their business. I don't care if it's basket weaving, you got to own your own business. And I didn't put any credence to it until I owned my own business. And like Christy, I owned my own business before I owned a business with Juice Plus. And it was not fun. I mean, just learning how to navigate taxes and all of that kind of stuff. And so I was very excited about the virtual franchise model. So what if you had 3 people in your life who built this business with you? How exciting would it be? They'd make $217. And you would get a $250 bonus. All right. You make it to that 14% sales commission level, again, which is the second sales commission level in our company. And you get a free ticket to go to conference, which, by the way, is just one big party. And we're going to Anaheim, and you better believe we're going to Disneyland. And we're just going to have an awesome time because we always have an awesome time. So I give my plug for conference for this one reason. I started this business I guess it's been almost 8.5 years now. And I met Joy Kelly, who's my upline, and I started the business several months after I got started. And then she said, you have to go to conference. You have no choice. And I was like, I do have a choice. I've got a kid and a husband who's gone. And she's like, I don't care. I don't care how you get there. You have to come. It's going to change your life. And she was right. I somehow made everything work. I came, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know anybody other than her. And it was quite possibly the coolest trip I'd ever been on. And since then, I haven't missed a single conference. And I'm going on to my 17th conference or something like that. You think you'd get bored, and trust me, it's not. It's incredible. I took a 2-week Quilta conference one time by myself. No distributors came with me. I was by myself. I wouldn't miss it for anything. So get to conference. You're going to have a free ticket. You get your 2,000 plus. So just do it. So what does this mean? Now you add up all your money so far, you've made over $450. So $467 if you want to be technical. But what if you, by yourself, because y'all held up your hands, right? What if you guys each got 9 additional houses at $39? Excuse me. That would make you another $351, okay? Plus your $250, that's $601. So now you're making over $800 within your first month if you do it in 30 days, or they give you 60. They're so nice enough to give you 60 days. This is what we call fast and furious. And we want fast and furious because the faster you go, the more fun it is. It creates momentum. And momentum, way cooler than going slow. Trust me. People who, I hate it when people are just lose that momentum because it's so much harder to get back into it. And they know it too. They realize it too if they take a break, as they call it. But I will tell you, you can't take a break if you have a buddy, because you as the buddy pushing you, and you don't want that buddy to pass you, right? Well, maybe that's just me because it's my type A personality that said, you're not going to pass me. So this is what you have, ladies. You have the opportunity to make over $800 within the first 30 days of you being, in this business. And I will tell you that the people who are going to help you the most is going to be your direct upline and your upline national marketing director. We know that it's your business. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop share on this one so you can see me. It's your business. You own this business. So it's not my business that I'm trying to help. It's yours. But here's the cool thing is that everybody at the top wants you to come up and meet us. Have you guys ever heard anybody say to you, oh, it's one of those pyramid schemes? Oh my gosh, if I have to hear that one more time, I just roll my eyes, because obviously people have no idea what they're talking about when they say that too. It's just like, oh, it's one of those pyramid schemes. I'm like, really? Because I look at corporate America, and a supermarket is a great, Safeway or H-E-B or wherever it is that you live that has, like, all supermarkets are like that. You might have the baggers and the checkers down here. They have the district manager, the regional manager. You've got, all the people that lead up to the CEO at the top. What is the chances that those baggers and checkers at the bottom are going to become a CEO? Do you think it's ever going to happen? Nope. They're probably going to take somebody from the outside to come and be the CEO, right? Our business is like this. I want you to think of our business as an upside down triangle, that everybody starts down here. Everybody starts out as a dealer, and yet everybody has every opportunity to make it to the top, because the people at the top are literally holding their hands to you, wanting to pull you up there, because there's plenty of room at the top for everybody. There's no limit to the amount of national marketing directors you can have in this company, and it's growing so fast because people recognize that this kind of sales, direct sales, multi-level marketing, is how all business should be done, because we create relationships, right? Do you think that you're going to create a relationship with the district manager at the supermarket? Probably not. But my customers know that they're going to get a phone call at least every 4 months, if not more than that, seeing how they're doing, if they're taking their Juice Plus, how are things going? I mean, I can't even tell you how many people have been shocked that I remember that their daughter was getting married, and I asked them about the wedding. They're like, I can't believe you remembered that. And I'm like, that's my job. My job is to create relationships, because this is a relationship business. So if you love to make relationships, this is a business for you. And if you think that you don't have time for it, trust me. People say that a lot. Oh, I don't have time for that. And I'm like, if it's important enough to you, you will make the time. So with that, I'm so excited that you guys decided to join us. And we really look forward to hearing more from all of you. If you're looking at this business, get with the person who invited you. If you have any other questions, we'll go ahead and stop the recording in a second, and we'll open up the floor. But, this is just an exciting time in our business too right now, because we have this exponential growth. We're growing into more countries. We're going to have cross-border shipping here pretty soon. And it's just, I can't even tell you how much I love what I do. I love what I do because I get to meet new people like all of you guys, creating relationships, and that's what we do. So thanks so much for joining us, everybody. We appreciate it.